We're downtown.
The Wellington project.
Wellington Street, project we just completed.
So we did this building in two phases. Phase one was the heritage building, and phase two, the new addition.
We actually started with the phase one of the project, which was the heritage building. Then we had to restore it. We did all the fake slate, flat roofing work, all new gutters, downpipes. The gutters are actually 26 gauge steel in a K style, but we installed the square, sleek, modern downpipes for the pipes. That's what the architect wanted. We had to restore all the natural slate on the side of the building. If you see on the side of the building there, the building is heritage.
Gotta follow the spec, yeah. There's a heritage board that sets the rules for this type of construction. Yeah.
They wanted to restore that and keep it natural. We ordered the natural slate here and we cut it to the exact same sizing and pattern that it was when it was originally installed over 100 years ago. And that's phase one. They loved the way we handled it in phase one. We killed it. So they said, hey, price the rest. The rest is a modern addition. This is gonna be a restaurant. Obviously, very tight timelines. When you have a restaurant moving into a space, they only have so much free rent. They gotta get in there. So every day that we delay the project is a day lost of revenue. So it's very important that we get in there, we get everything done. That way the tenant can move in and then they could get started with their business. Architects did an amazing job designing this building here. It was a couple architects on this project. Basically they wanted to do a well-insulated, very robust siding and roof system. This is a Zinc wall and roof system. Zinc is one of the most expensive metals you could buy. This is the basalt color Zinc. It actually looks like almost like a matte black color.
On the entire addition, we have two types of finishes: corrugated siding and standing seam zinc panels. Both have the same assembly behind, which is vapor barrier, thermal clips, 4 inches of insulation with vertical strapping, airspace, horizontal strapping, and then the finish, which in the connecting building is corrugated siding, black texture. On the actual restaurant space is standing seam zinc panels.
Zinc has to be installed very specific ways. You have to install it to manufacturer specifications. If you don't, it's a nightmare. Zinc is very, very delicate. It could rust away, it could corrode away. It has to be done properly. You can't mix zinc with lots of types of metals. It could only touch certain types of metals like stainless steel.
We run into a bit of a challenge in terms of temperature because zinc requires like plus 10 degrees to be installed. We had only one window opportunity to finish the roof, and the rest we had to create an enclosure to have the ideal temperature to proceed with the installation of the panels. The GC and Skylux, we got an enclosure built around the building, around our areas of work. So that way we could control the temperature inside our area of work.
Over here we did a Zinc fascia. The Zinc fascia is custom bent in our sheet metal shop. We install it on site. Obviously the measurements has to be perfectly done. The fabrication has to be perfect in order for it to work properly. We did it in a way where the builder wanted to add a light strip underneath the soffit, a nice LED linear light strip. We have that there. Right above here is the flat roof. We also did all the Suprema flat roofs on this build. Everything above, all the mechanical, is a small little flat roof with tons of mechanical and HVAC on there. Makes it very difficult. You have to be very meticulous in how you install the flat roof system with lots of stuff on there, because obviously it's very tricky to install a flat roof with tons of stuff in the way. You have to know what you're doing. Up there, around all the HVAC, the builder came up with a great idea. They wanted to do a perforated corrugated panel. So if you can see that corrugated, we actually got it perforated by the manufacturer. That corrugated has 50% holes, 50% metal. So air could actually flow through it. It's very cool detail, it looks sick. This actually acts as a guardrail for all the HVAC guys that are working on the roof as well. That way they're safe while they're doing their maintenance. On the front of the zinc, where it meets the wall, there's actually a concealed gutter, stainless steel. We welded all the pieces of stainless steel gutter inside the roof system. There's a pipe coming down this wall hidden. You actually can't see it. If you look closer, you see it here. This pipe is draining all the water from the roof. None of the water is coming down the wall. You don't want to see an ugly gutter on this beautiful zinc. So the water is running into that concealed gutter, coming down the pipe behind the wall cavity, and then outside draining onto the weeper tile. You see here all this wood soffit. We actually didn't do this wood soffit, but it's actually interesting because back in the day they used to install Douglas fir for all of the wood framing and the wood inside these old heritage buildings. They demoed this entire building, and all the Douglas fir that they got from this building they sent to a mill, and they actually used that Douglas fir to build the well. A lot of the well that's down the street, a lot of that wood, that Douglas fir you see inside the building, came from this building. They milled it and then they sent it out over there. So this is the zinc wall we did. We actually welded these stainless steel pipes in the shop, brought them to site. You see it's welded here. The client installed heating cables. Smart, because you know, obviously in the winter time, a lot of ice and snow freezes up in these pipes and then the water has nowhere to go. You want to do things properly, this is the way to do it. Work with good builders, this is how they do things. Here you see the regular corrugated that we did. This is just plain corrugated, it's not perforated. We did all this, and then above top, where that guardrail fence system is, on top of the flat roof, it's perforated so the air can flow through it. It's really cool detail, I love it.
It's a sleek project. At the end of the day, it's a material and an installation that requires craftsmanship and attention to detail and precision and understanding of the materials that you're using.
This is going to be a restaurant. Construction's almost upon completion. I can't wait to sit down here and eat a meal.
So it's nice. Like we're excited. We were excited to start, and like we're proud of our work now that we see it complete.